I want to talk a little bit about the first year of the Switch. I'm not even gonna turn my TV on for this one. I'm just gonna play on the computer screen. So, short-ish SteamWorld stream tonight. And I played a little bit on my own. I didn't really do a whole lot since last time. I got like a couple, cogs. 55551. Are you kidding me? Five, 55551. I tried, guys. I tried to do 4 seconds. It doesn't work like that. No, I can't get the 5. We tried. Yeah. Vinny, are you gonna stream a high in time? You mean a hat in time? Because yes, I'm gonna stream a little bit of it. At the very least, one stream of it. It's pretty good. I played it, and I like it. So this is where I basically went from here down to here, and I didn't do anything special down there. I just made gold. I just made some bank. So after the thing I did there, I gotta do this. Any luck catching your shoes? Heck my with shoey. She has a dry mouth, can't wait around here no more. I can't be consistent with these voices, so people watching on full sauce, like, and just marathoning this stream, the voices are gonna be wildly different from stream to stream. Cleo will leave this place and never think a link about shoey again. Okay, you dumb bucket fingies. Fingsy, Cleo kick you before say more stupid things as Cleo will leave soon with runs and low on moon juice. Okay. So, Mike's the Claus here. Have you seen them critters out in the tunnels? Critters make great fritters. Fry them up drenched in moon juice. Have myself a great big old barbecue. And here's Summer. We managed to disable the thing that was causing the earthquakes. Excellent. You actually did it. Yeah, we did it. Still no sign of Rusty, though. The thing you call Vectron changed him. Maybe he's down there, among its remains. That Doomsday device was partly made of Vectron technology. Oh no, I know what you're thinking. I don't want to go back there. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what it's like in there. What it's like to not have a will of your own. Already come this far. I can't stop now. If you could show me the entrance, Fen. Why? Why can't we just go and wreck stuff instead? He brought down Vectron. Rusty saved us. I'll get you there, but once you enter Vectron, you'll be on your own. Oh. Oh. Tropical hot dog night. So yeah, there was an NVC podcast that where they reviewed and rated the first year of the Switch. And in short, they felt like the first party software was great. The indie titles were great. Third party was a bit lacking. I can't disagree with that. This year, I mean the first 6 months of the Switch, that's what I meant to say, sorry. And I think I'd agree that the first party stuff this year has been great. The only third party thing that, I mean, Puyo Tetris was great. I love that one. And Mario and Rabbids also. Wasn't a whole lot else. But the third party was good, and the first party was good, and I feel like the third party is gonna be jumping on board next year. We'll talk about missing features in a second. I've heard talk about this strange unnatural jungle growing in the mine. Of course that won't stop someone like you. I'm just worried it'll scare off any wimpy miners, see? Still no Netflix. Still some bizarre UI that, like, isn't customizable. There's, you know, some problems with the netcode in some games that, you know... Death ahead. Oh, I like death. I really was expecting an update. Probably nothing dangerous down there, right? Looks safe enough to me. Why don't we just smash that wall and see what's down there? Thinking this place has been walled up for a reason. You're not the one that will be smashed to bits when we hit the bottom. Where's your sense of adventure? I'm up for the challenge, I guess. Yep, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm definitely not supposed to be here. Nope. I can't even warp back. I just have to take the death. Oh well. Yeah, the fucking voice chat being lacking and the third-party app for a lot of things with friends, and that's the stuff that I don't like. I don't need Netflix necessarily or a web browser on Switch because I have a phone, but, you know, little stuff like that would have gone a long way. Being able to customize the way the games look, that's something that annoys me a little bit. That's, I think, the weak... Aside from third-party being a little lacking, that is my biggest complaint. But the indie games have been great on the Switch. I know there's third-party, like, battery solutions. Battery life is still a bit of an issue. But I do carry a charger with me wherever I go. Charger. So it hasn't been too much of a problem. But yeah, for first 6 months, it's been solid. There's been a steady flow of games. There's been something for almost everyone. And if you never got a Wii U, you got a couple games that you might not have played. And by the end of the year, we'll have Stardew Valley, hopefully Hollow Knight, a bunch more indie stuff, and Mario Odyssey. I'm no longer really interested in Xenoblade. I hate to admit that, but I'm not really into it. I'm probably not gonna get that. Octopath was a little bit better, but that's not coming out this year. But for people into the Xenoblade thing, you got that. So there's been some good stuff already, and I think the end of the year, Nintendo's gonna have a hell of a library for its first year. Having suffered through many Nintendo droughts, I gotta say, this has been the best launch Nintendo's ever had that I'm aware of. The Wii was good for a little bit, but then it was just dumped with shovelware and fucking party games. The Wii U was lacking. Obviously GameCube, it took a while for the good stuff to come out on that. So this is it, the entrance to Vectron. Alright, let's enter that thing. I told you, I'm not going in there with you, I don't want to. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to. Not through a portal like that. But I said I would get you in there. There's a chance that Rusty's in there, I have to go. Then you must go, I guess. Be alone in there, you won't have access to my map. You'll have to find your way out. Really sure you want to do this? Yeah. Here goes. This all sounds a little nitpicky to me. What, my criticisms of the Switch? If you see anything moving in there, just run. Run as fast as you can. I mean, they're minor. Just being honest. I do think that... I still think it's a little ridiculous I have to use an app to voice chat. GameCube only had amazing games. GameCube had great games. But I'm talking about like the first year of GameCube, or the first 6 months of GameCube, compared to its entire well, I'm not talking about the entire library of these systems. I think the Switch has had the most consistent first year and first 6 months with like a lot of good games, compared to me waiting like 6 months, 4 months, 3 months between major titles. What about the Super Nintendo? I was too young. I mean, I don't remember. You had Mario World, you had, what, Link to the Past came out really pretty quickly, F-Zero. SNES had a pretty good early... Like, I don't know the first 6 months of the SNES's lifespan off the top of my head. What the fuck? Well, here's what I remember. My memories of the Super Nintendo were Mario World for a while. I didn't have F-Zero. Link to the Past, Secret of Mana. I remember, like, obviously I wasn't old enough to buy my own games, so just whatever someone bought for me was what I had at the time. I cite the Super Nintendo, god damn it, as being my favorite console of all time, and it is. But that's only in retrospect. That's considering all the games that I loved for it, you know, later on in life, after I had them all. My least favorite Nintendo system was probably the Wii. And even the Wii had amazing stuff. I mean, I'm obviously not talking about fucking Virtual Boy. But the Wii had, I think, the most gimmicky, nonsensical shit. Also, some amazing games. Really, really great. Mario Galaxy. I mean, you can't deny the Galaxy. It sold so well, too. It was Nintendo's, like, best-selling system. And then you look at its library, and it's just mostly shovelware. But then there's some really good ones on there. Skyward Sword, I mean, you know, it's a Zelda game. Not my favorite Zelda game, but it's a Zelda game. The Wii U is worse than the Wii, you'd say? I don't know if well, the Wii U had way less stuff, and it was way less successful. Didn't have Mario Galaxy. But it had Breath of the Wild. The Wii had Other M, but the Wii also had Metroid Prime 3. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to say. I think, yeah, there's definitely a bit of a competition there. Bayonetta 2, Wii U had Monster Hunter. Yeah, the Wii U did have Bayonetta. Hyrule Warriors I really liked on the Wii U. Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I liked Mario 3D World. I know people give it shit. I think it's great. Just not in my top 5. This is pretty fucking... This is pretty spoop. Mario Maker. Yeah, the Wii... I'd say the Wii U had a smaller library, but I think I liked the Wii U's library better than the Wii's overall. It's tough, man. It's a tough choice. Mario Kart 8 I like better than Mario Kart Wii. N64, if you want to talk about, like, an excellent console, but for a while there we were waiting a long time in between games. I remember waiting for Conker to come out. Is this an ARG? Holy shit. Dorothy's code is being scrambled. There's a virus down here. This is where all robots go to hell before they die. Vinny, did you ever have any non-Nintendo console? My first non-Nintendo console was a Game Gear, which I sold eventually. Sorry, I was just checking something. Because I didn't really care for it. I didn't have good games for it. The battery life was atrocious, so I just played my Game Boy instead. Which might have something to do with why me and Sega had a rocky relationship. That old Game Gear, that... Then PlayStation 1, which I think is one of the best consoles ever. Some of my favorite games of all time are on the PS1. So, yeah, I really loved PS1. That was the first time I had a non-Nintendo console that I actually really enjoyed. I had a PS2, which I also enjoyed, maybe not as much as PS1. Because I didn't like all the... I mean, GTA was on there. You know? Some good stuff. It didn't have the RPGs that I... Oh, God. Fucking stop, dude. Jesus. Fucking hell. When did this game become a horror game? Guys, it's Spooptober. It's perfect. I'm glad I didn't stream this part until October. PS2 had tons of RPGs. I know, it didn't have ones I was interested in or playing. I don't know why, I just missed them. I just missed them. Maybe I was a little out of the RPG world by that time. But the PS2 stuff I did like were some of the platformers. GTA, obviously. Metal Gear Solid 2. Oh, man. No, you don't have to do that. No. No. I missed all those TVs up there before. What else was on? Sly Cooper was great. My favorite PS2 GTA was probably GTA 3, because that's the one I had the most nostalgia for, but I know San Andreas was probably the best, and I didn't have it. I had Vice City, I did not own San Andreas, and I regret that. But at the time, I just couldn't afford it. So, but Vice City was definitely, like, very memorable. But I have more memories of playing 3 with my cousin and being blown away by it. GTA 3 was pretty fucking innovative and game-changing, and I did everything in that game, including car surfing, just to amuse myself. Time Splitters, yeah, Time Splitters was good. Twisted Metal Black was another one of my favorites. Dark Cloud 2, which I streamed years back. Dark Cloud 2 was the shit. But it's a really long game, so I probably won't stream it again because it's just too long. I had a GameCube, yeah. I loved my GameCube. I mean, I know I'm a bit of a Nintendo fanboy, but I always had a second console. I had PS2, then I had an Xbox 360 for the next generation, because my friends were playing on that, and I've told the story a number of times. That's just... I was more of a Sony fan at the time, but all my friends were playing games on Xbox, and they got GTA 4 on Xbox, so I bought Xbox 360. I did have the original. I had Tomb Raider 2. I never beat it. What an annoying game that was. That's a game that I think was not as good as people made it out to be. And mainly because of the controls. Oh my god. Though I do have some memories of locking the butler. Oh. Okay. Alright. Locking the butler in the freezer. But yeah, I was always a big Metal Gear fan. I liked Siphon Filter. There were plenty of PlayStation things that I enjoyed. And then Xbox was... Fuck. I played Alundra. Never beat it, but I played it. The Xbox stuff that I ended up playing was mainly the shooters. You know, I just ended up playing the stuff that my friends liked, and that's when I started enjoying Gears of War. Swole men with no necks. The genre, the game, the experience. No. Nope. Disaster Protocol. Blue Savior initiated. Mysterious cave. What the hell even happened there? Oh, a new upgrade. Castlevania 64, don't even get me started on that. Jet engine. Oh, cool. Limited hover ability. Now keep in mind too, I got like a computer around 20, wow, 1997, around the time I got Final Fantasy VII. And, so I was always mainly Nintendo and PC. So around this, I was always playing, like, PC games. Someone asked me what my first shooter was, not too long ago, and I said Turok. But also around that time, Half-Life, the original Half-Life, was one of my first shooters. Like, I played this stuff on the N64, you know, Doom and Turok and all that, and Quake, but Half-Life was one of the first, like, 3 or 4. And that was like a life-changing experience for me. That was like one of the most immersive games that ever came out. Anyway. So yeah. So, some interesting stuff I got there. Oh, I also have some new artifacts. Let's take a look at them. So I got this thing here. Preserved banana peels. Someone actually preserved the peels. That's just bananas. Time flies like an arrow and fruit flies like a banana. Monster face plushie. A sleepy time kitty plushie. The choking hazard warning seems to be written in Sumerian, Egyptian, Akkadian, and a bunch of other ancient languages. Cthulhu Relaya. Fathagan. Thanks, Lovecraft. I want to live in Relaya. Fen? 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 I am Fen. Dorothy? You came back. Yes, I don't know how I got out exactly, but I told you I'd be back. I was alone again, stuck. I must have dozed off. I dreamt of something I wanted to tell you about. It had to do with the quakes, the flow of power, and... Dorothy. What, Fen? What did you see? I felt the presence of more doomsday devices. Come on, we have to tell Rosie. We're not rid of these earthquakes yet. I like the lore this game is building. That whole Vectron segment was pretty cool because you don't expect something like that from a game like this, I guess. You just expect it to be the highly addictive gameplay loop that it is. But I like that. That was cool. Even though I kind of blabbed throughout most of it. It's still pretty good. Going up. Now, what you got for me this time? Anyway, just to kind of finish what I started, I am a fan of the Switch's first year, and first 6 months. God, I keep saying year. I mean 6 months when I say year. And I'm glad that the indie support has been really good. A lot of indie developers apparently have been claiming that the Nintendo supports them and gives them what they need, makes it hot for them. Oh, get out. Don't tell me you've been all the way down to Aeronaut Station. That place was supposedly buried way down below the modern parts of the mine. I never in my days thought I'd actually get to see a real jet engine. I'm geeking out here. Oh wait, no, the voice was like... That thing will let you travel all over the mine. You can explore places you'd no chance of reaching before. The mine is truly your steam oyster. Whoops. I bet I can even fashion some sick upgrades for it, if you want me to. Jet engines last longer. Yeah, I'm gonna save for that. Oh, I got a thing. Cruise control. When jet engine overheats, keep holding B to reduce your fall speed. I got a thing that I thought was really cool. It's this one. Hobo King gives instant cash when you collect low-value resources. The lower the value, the more money you gain. Does nothing for resources above 7. So, I mean, it just helps a little bit. A colleague of mine was able to get some samples from the subterranean jungle. Strange, isn't it? Very dangerous. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, he said that he found traces of some mutagen polluting the biology of the plants. It seems like they get their energy from drinking the mutagenic moon juice that shiners are so obsessed with. There are a lot of pipes running through that place. That could definitely be the source of the pollutant. I'm okay. Ah. I don't like all this talk of the Great Quake. So many unknowns. How big? When will it hit? Where? Ever since the elevator came crashing down, I've been thinking about what's gonna happen if a real big one hits. Professor Sherman seems to think it's gonna get worse before it gets any better. You do well to listen to her. She's the smartest bot in town. I heard you've been digging real deep down now, partner. Yes, we're looking for my friend. He might be down here. Sometimes I think I'd like to get out of this cog-on town and just visit new places. Then I hear talk of things like dangerous jungles growing underground. Start to think about all the secrets and dangers that lay hidden down below. My head starts a-fluttering and I get all weak in the knees. Dangle my spurs. I just most yellow-bellied pony you've ever laid eyes on. Horn. Ah yes, you found 25 fascinating artifacts. These precious things can be found hidden all over the place, but now that you got all this fancy new equipment to move about, take to really look around, will you? Give you another blueprint if you can show me 28 artifacts in total. I feel like there's probably some cool stuff over here that I can access now. But I mean, anyway, let's just continue the story. This is good. Furthering the plot is good. You're back. Yeah, I didn't find a trace of Rusty though, but we did find out that there are more Doomsday devices out there. Of course, he's too smart to put all his eggs in one basket. This just won't do. You have to find all of them. None of us are safe until you do. Dorothy, I already know where they are. I felt it so clearly, the power flowing through to them. One of them is in the temple you found me in. The second one is in that weird underground jungle we passed on the way down here. Lastly, there's another one inside the Eastern Temple. Alright, let's go break those devices then. The mines are huge with lots of secrets and dangers. Might be the straight path ain't the best. This jet engine I found will make it easier for us to explore. Yeah, we can go all over the place, digging up secrets and gearing up for destruction. Come on, let's go. Oh shit. We played Unreal Tournament, but the new one? We destroyed one more of Rusty's devices. Oh, the sequence break. Whoops, yeah, it was great. It's been crafty hiding them all around the mine. Won't be easy to get the rest even though you know where they are. Wish I could help you more, but I need to keep my kin safe here. I think some of them are preparing to go back out into the mine. Let's go and trash the remaining devices. Yep, that was a sequence break.
A dream of rushing the mine, stabbing left and right.
What? Why are you English?
Yeah, and left. Stab.
Awful. Okay, so we can do... Let's do a change of scenery is always nice. Let's go do the green greens. See, I sequence broke pretty early. Unreal Tournament, I've not played the new one. I loved Unreal Tournament, 2003, was it? Or Unreal Tournament Black or something? I don't know. I forget the name of it, but I liked it a lot. I was also a big Tribes fan. Tribes 2. The original. There were a lot of really fucking crazy Tribes mods that I played. Grenade launcher turns out to be necessary. Who would have thought? It's a shame what happened to Tribes Ascend. Didn't I stream it somewhat recently? Or like in the past year and a half? Like they tried to fix it? Hey, look at this leaky thing. What do you think this is for? I don't know, but it doesn't look very nice. Could be some sort of waste system for those earthquake generators. Whatever's going on, this strange jungle seems to be spreading. Come on, then let's go find that device and wreck it. I deserve that. Like, I saw it happening. I was like, oh, I can break those rocks in time. You can't break those cuffs. Lucky I had enough water for that.
I can break these cups.
And I just found the fucking tube. Great. Controversial question here. Do you chew your ice cream? What in the ever-loving name of all that is holy are you talking about? You don't chew, you do like a tongue lap. You foist it. You foist the ice cream into your gullet. Also, doesn't ice cream hurt your teeth? Foist. I'm sorry, that's not even the context. I just like the word. I like saying the word. It does not mean what I implied it to mean. And I just picture Leon saying it, and it makes me laugh, so. I guess I kind of understand what you're saying when you say, do you chew your ice cream? But I think that's... I think... if you go to, like, a confession, and you tell the priests that you chew your ice cream, I'm pretty sure they pull out a pistol and shoot you in the head. You know what a turtle is, Leon? Same thing. Just like Cave Story. Increases jet engine speed. Alright, well, we've got more things to find, so... We've discovered more quake-making devices down in the mines. Oh, come on! I just can't catch a break here now, can I? Hey, I just wanted a nice cushy job that didn't involve digging in that dirty mine. If you can't disable those devices, I might just have to evacuate the whole city. You have any idea how much that's gonna cost? Hey, at least bring up some valuables while you're down there, will you? That mayor is a fucking coward. Vinny, did you save Curly Brace when you played Cave Story? True story. I played through Cave Story like 3 times, and all 3 times I fucked up the Curly thing. And then I just gave up. Like, I really, really felt genuinely upset about Curly. There's a very specific set of circumstances that must be achieved for the Curly rescue. You all but literally need a guide to not fuck it up, though. I kind of agree with that. I feel like it's so specific and particular. Like, you have to do things in a certain order to some extent, and you have to, like, go a certain way, and you can fuck it up really easy in the sewer. That the first time I played it, I wasn't using a guide. Second time, I knew what I had to do to some extent, but I still didn't have the guide. Third time, I had the guide, and I still fucked it up. One day. Kind of, rubs me the wrong way, the way they keep re-releasing Cave Story and charging, like, full price. And then just adding, like, a couple of bonus things. Just a couple things, they throw you a bone. Like, I'm a big fan of Nicholas. I think they are, you know, well, not a big fan, but I'm a fan. I like what they do. I do. But, and I know they try to give bonuses, like stickers and all that stuff. But the amount of times that game has been re-released is just absurd. I know the original game is still free, though, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not really anything to get annoyed about. It's kind of me just being dramatic. I hate Nicholas so much, says Techno. Why? The sad thing is, you can, like, look into almost anything long enough in life and find something to be annoyed about. I'm sure there's... whatever it is that I'm unaware of that annoys you, aside from the re-releasing stuff. I'm sure it's probably nitpicky. They fucked up Isaac pretty bad. How so? I liked Isaac. They've been slacking on Isaac's Switch. Okay. Yes. I agree. That I'm with. I'm annoyed at grass. Fuck you, grass. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't played Isaac Switch in a while. I was kind of expecting the Afterbirth Plus. Okay, you know what? The Afterbirth Plus stuff, I understand how that annoyed people. That versus Anti-Birth. I remember that being a big, controversy. And, like, how much they were charging versus how much you get, as opposed to a free mod. Understandable. Isaac 3DS was buggy, unplayable, and hasn't had one single patch. I had it, played a little bit of it, and then never again. Then just went back to the PC version. Isaac Switch worked well enough. I played a lot of that, but... yeah, it would be nice to have that update, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if I could, use my thing to crack? Get them to shoot the crack. Oh. Some nice music and visuals here. I went and got a coffee from McDonald's today, like an iced coffee, small one. Sometimes I like their coffee. Today, it tasted like olives. It tasted like fucking, like green olives. And there was an abundance of cream instead of milk. Good job, McDonald's. Not sure why I'm telling you this. No, I didn't particularly care for it very much. Yeah, olives. That's what it tasted like to me. I mean, I'm using my imagination here to, find a descriptor. But that's, yeah, that's what I would say. No, that doesn't seem to work. Nope. No. Now it does. Huh, it just needed to hit at the exact right spot. Opinion on McDonald's breakfast food. Overrated. Though I'm definitely... I really don't want to talk about fast food at 3 in the morning. But I'm going to say at least this. I was never really one to wake up early enough to have the McDonald's breakfast. So when they did all-day breakfast, I jumped on it. Just to see what... You know, if it was as good as I remembered. And, you know, it's fine, I guess. I like the Egg McMuffin, I guess, but other than that, I think it's, it is greasy, and I feel gross after it, when I could just go to a deli, grab a bacon, egg, and cheese, or get, like... I had this, there's this one deli that does... Oh, God, did I tell you about the bacon store? I didn't tell you the bacon story. Oh my God, I gotta tell you the bacon story. What is there to overrate? Well, I mean, remember when people were like, "Oh man, all-day breakfast, man!" No? Well, there's this one deli. I mean, I call it a deli, it's just like a bagel place, that does food. And they do pretty good lunch, they do, good breakfast. And, so I decided I'm gonna get an omelet to go. And it comes with, home fries. Oh, I see where I have to go. It comes with, home fries, so basically, you know, potatoes with, like, whatever. Onions and peppers or whatever. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Where is the, we gotta find the other secret area. It's on the left in the spike zone, okay. So, I said, you know, can I get some bacon? And the lady looks at me like, bacon? I was like, yeah, on the side. You know, bacon? So I said, yeah, bacon. That's in the first spiky room. Okay. So I'm thinking, like, it would be nice if I could have, a couple, just 2 pieces of bacon on the side. Like, I'll pay an extra 50 cents, $1. I get my bill. It's an extra $4. I'm like, okay, what is this? And then she comes back, and it's an entire... Like, they took the whole pack of bacon and made that, and put it in a tin for me. There was like, you know, 15 pieces of bacon in this tin. And she was like, no, no good? I said, no, I just wanted a couple pieces. I was like, you know what, don't worry about it. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. So she knocked a couple bucks off, and I just ended up eating my, like, 2 or 3 pieces of bacon, and I didn't know what the fuck to do with the rest. It was like they made a whole pack of bacon for me, and I was like, this is okay, thank you. I don't need this much bacon. Well, here's the thing. I started eating it, and I realized, like, okay, this may seem like a blessing. For the first time in my life, I felt the nerve endings in my arteries burning. So I decided at that moment in time, it would be a beneficial idea to not continue eating the bacon. As fortuitous an event as it was. Yeah, I know someone said left, but I was just checking all the walls. I trust me, I swear to God I know the difference between left and right. I swear. You can believe me. A bacon mishap aside, fucking awesome breakfast. Just, you know, again, the McDonald's stuff, I'll stop there for a cup of coffee from time to time, because it's easy, it's a drive-through. Anyway. It just tasted like olives. Like, why? Amigo figurine. Only those highly revered among the temple priests were allowed to lend their visage to the ancient craftsmen and holy sculptors. This glorious action figure must indeed represent a truly worshipped and supreme being. Warning, choking hazard. Figure contains a certain air of pompousness. Alright, just admit it, SteamWorld developers. You're jealous of Shovel Knight and you want your own amigo. I get it. Sorry, envious. So, quick thing before I go. I've mentioned I have a lot of cousins, but the one I grew up with who was more like my brother, the one that I played Secret of Mana with, Super Mario RPG, the one who bought me Chrono Trigger, he was over the other day, we talked, and it was good to connect with him for a little bit, and I was talking to him about some video games and SNES Classic and all that stuff. And I was telling him, you know, that I mentioned when I got to the cake part in Mario RPG, I mentioned the story. But I told him I went to Wildwood, and he goes to Wildwood like twice a year with his family. And I told him, I was like, we got cherry, raspberry, the best on the boardwalk. And then he started laughing, and he started reciting the fucking Polish water ice shtick. He knew right away. He knew all the words. It was like knowing the words to your favorite song that your favorite band is playing at a concert. Anyway, that's an hour of SteamWorld Dig 2. It's getting good. Not that it hasn't been, but it's getting extra interesting. Let's take a look at the art. What capture card do you use? I use an AverMedia external capture card. How's your cousin with a club? Well, he's not really my cousin. He's my cousin's cousin, if that makes sense. So I'm not really sure who that dude is, but I do know that my cousin who tells me about the club, I asked my cousin that I saw yesterday how my other cousin was doing, because they keep in touch, and he's fine. So my cousin told me that my cousin was okay, but I'm not sure about my cousin's cousin. This is easy to follow, yes? And yes, I am my cousin Vinny of the family. Let's take a look at the art. Hang on, before I do anything. So I had an internal capture card for years, and I was having problems with it with my new-ish motherboard. So I pretty much said fuck that, and since it wasn't working, I got an external. And I love this capture card. I have had almost zero problems with it. It's called the what the fuck is it called? I'll show you. It's the Live Gamer Extreme GC 550. This one. And it's really, really solid. I have no problem with it. It captures quickly. It's USB 3.0, and it's the best capture card I've ever had. And I had a couple. So I even tried Elgato at one point. I was going to make the switch over to Elgato, and they did not. I use it still for some things, but I don't really like it. Mostly, I had to return one of my Elgato capture cards, so not recommended. Sorry. However, they were nice enough to let me keep one that could capture stuff with like a composite and component. And that works really well for old shitty systems. So even though the Elgato that I had that was supposed to be this like amazing capture card, it had a terrible delay. There was like a really clunky UI. Not something that worked well with XSplit. I returned that and they sent me another one and they were like, you can keep this one. And it was good because it worked with classic old stuff and I still use it. So even though the one that I had, whatever it was, wasn't so great, their shitty one for like plug and plays, choice. But AverMedia all the way. Okay, now we can do art.